All right. Thank you all for joining. And I'm glad that we are at this point and ending the program. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I'm glad that we are here. So if you are excited about the last day, just let us know as well where you are joining us from in the comment section. Let us know where you are joining us from in the comment section. And we will be following through with it. So thank you all for joining. Please remind your friends. For those that have missed days, if they missed today, we will also it will also affect their certificates. Okay. So all of you, please make sure today you have your names recorded appropriately, because we don't want any other thing coming after that. I was here, I was this, I was that, but my attendance is not this, it's not that. So please remind your friends to join and let them use their real name. So let's get started. I'm joining you today from another city. I have a program that I'm to attend for one of the Liberian students here in this city. And I'm joined with other officials from the leadership of the Liberian Student Union in China. And after today, or after this program, I will be traveling around the north side of China as well for another program. So I'm not home today, and I will not be home tomorrow. And probably I will not be home the day after tomorrow. But however, we are still working to ensure that everything is done successfully. So I have to travel with my laptop just to give you something today. And currently the other leaders at the program, but I will have to join them later on. So I have to still live up to my commitment here with you, and as well as trying to live up to my commitment with them later on. So it's a very tight day for me here, a very difficult and a busy day for me here, but we have to get it going. So thank you all for joining. Volunteer Prince, if you are there, you can unmute yourself and give us our welcome remark for the last day. Prince, if you are there, you can just welcome us so that we get started for the last day. I can see you are on, but if you are muted, then you can try to unmute yourself. Prince. And if you are just joining us, please let us know where you are joining us from. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Are you guys getting me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm Prince SSN God the First, and I want to be grateful to God and our CEO for giving me the last day to introduce you guys and to welcome everyone. Uh, Good evening from my end, and good morning, good afternoon to the global. Everywhere you are joining us from, I want to say you are highly welcome to today's edition of OSCC 2025 online computer program where we gain knowledge, and we've been experiencing a well and great presentation. So I think we are all filled with the knowledge that we got from the previous speakers, and today we will be getting more of that. I want to welcome each and every one. You can take down your notepad, your pen, and jot down some important points that you may be able to use for your future in advancement tomorrow. I just want to say once again, you guys are highly welcome to today's invitation. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you ever so much, Prince. We have had this one, so I usually don't want to bore us with all of these videos, but the video is basically telling you about what we do and also We are open up to partnership. So after here, if you want to partner with TIT and you want to contribute to TIT, we highly appreciate whatever thing you can in whatever way you want to also support as a speaker, as a volunteer, or just a partnership where we can go into bigger deals as well. That will also be appreciated. So we could have had other couple of speakers for this edition, but some of them have some family issues and jobs related issues. So if you observe, we weren't able to have all of the speakers that we put on the flyer because other issue came about as we move along. And the program is for free, right? So I try to find speakers that probably I've worked with before or people that I've met before, and to at least sell the vision to them. Because selling the vision to somebody new, most times they will want you to pay them. And there are several or other expenses that I do undergo for organizing this program. Even the Zoom platform, I have to pay for it every time, more than 400. I have to pay for it every time just to have us here, as well as all of the arrangement, the technical services and everything. They are all done just so that we can be able to contribute something to our community. I'm not benefiting basically anything from what I'm doing, just to give back to the society what I've learned and also what I can contribute. No one is paying me to do this. No one is sponsoring this program. We don't have any sponsor or patron to sponsor whatever thing we are doing. So everything is basically upon me. And also that's what I recruit volunteers every time as well to also help me in the process. And I want to be very grateful to all of the volunteers that have served, not just on this edition, but every other editions. Thank you ever so much. And to all of you, the participants that usually come on board to attend a program, it is because of you that we are doing this. Without you, we would not be here. We should be somewhere else, but it's because of you we are trying to do this. So the more you commit, the more you are willing to learn, the more you are willing to improve yourself, the more we're going to do bigger programs. If you give us the vibe, or you give us this thing about we don't want to attend again, or we don't care again, or we don't want to participate, then we'll not have these programs going on. So it's all because of you, not because of the volunteers, not because of me. Like I said, no one is being paid to do any of the things we are doing. And this is the 8th edition of the program. So we have conducted this program 8 different times. And with all of the energy and everything, all of them has been for free. No one has paid 1 RMB, 1 cent, 1 euro, or whatever it is to attend any of TIT programs. So the survey form is already out there, and I shared the link. So you can all take your time to fill in the survey. We will also get to know the people that are giving us the feedback and the people that are actually wanting for the program to be better the next time. So it's also your own commitment to see how the program can be better. So I think some of you have already seen this screen. If you haven't filled in the survey yet, please do so that we can know on how to improve the program better. The last survey that was done, many people said they wanted AI and machine learning, and that's how we're able to find speaker within that area and specifically with that topic. So if you don't tell us what you want, the next program, we will just try to give you what we can give you. So tell us what you want, and we're going to find means to give it to you. So take a screenshot of this and encourage your friends, your brothers and families to apply. Application will be open up in late December to January, and you can try to apply, or your friends can apply as well. So we have a couple of people joining us from different regions, and that's why we said, let us know where you're joining us from. so that other people can know those that are online. We have started the certificate process. So after here, if you're just joining us, like I said, the survey link was sent to the email, it was sent to all of the groups. So if you're in any of the groups, if you register for the program, we send the email, we send the link, it's everywhere. So you can just check and you'll find it. The certificate work have started. We have done so many certificates for people. Like I said, I'm traveling today. I'm already in another city. I'm not at home today. And after today, I'll also be traveling to another city. So I will not be home as well. But however, we are continuing the work. So if you need a certificate urgently, like that is today, we're going to send it to your email, send it to your WeChat, to your WhatsApp, your Facebook, whatever means you want us to send it to. We'll do that. And for those who needed to be on the website, we will probably do that on tomorrow because the server is not here with me and I'm using just the computer for this work. So, but however, we're going to share it out there today. For those of you that need it, we're going to share it out there today. If you are not in any rush or haste, you will also receive it this week as well. So you can always
Theo,
visit
can you
the
please
site.
share the screen with the university, something so that I can get a screenshot, please?
Okay, let me do so. Solomon, you can stop writing on the screen. Just avoid interacting with the. Okay, so this is it. You can take a screenshot and we can move forward. Please check to make sure your name is. Please check to make sure that your name is properly spelled on Zoom so that we don't get into any problem. And if you are not speaking, please remember to mute your microphone. You don't know, probably you might be saying something else or you might be in a different environment. So once we tell you that the certificate is ready on the website, we send that message to let you know that the certificates are available on the site. I'm coming. We'll let you know that the certificate is available on the site. You can go there. So once you receive that message, you just visit the site under the training tab. You will see certificate verification. Once you click on that, you will have the option here to download your certificate. Please enter your last name as a first trial. Since you probably are not familiar with your certificate ID yet, enter the last name. And if probably you are not getting it, you can enter maybe you and somebody have the same last name. That might be the reason. So you can enter both your first name and your last name, not your middle name or not your middle initial. Enter your first trial is for you to enter your last name. And if you cannot get it, enter your first and your last name combined. Enter your first and your last name combined. If you still cannot solve any of these things cannot work for you, our email is right there. You can send us an email and then we're going to solve the problem for you. So we send that message to let you know that the certificates are not on the site because we have to check the attendance record for today. We can't just give you the certificate now because we have to check to see if you have missed any other days and or probably some of you will not end today. So it might affect your attendance. So we have to cross-check all of that before we can put all the certificates on the site. We can just put it at one at a time or only one person certificate be placed on the site. So we want to do everything and just drop it and send a general message that the certificate is now ready. Thanks to all of the volunteers on this edition. It was a pleasure working with all of you and to all of the speakers as well. Thank you all for your contribution. Looking forward to another exciting edition next year. So the website, this is the link for the website and also Instagram. You can find us there, TIT Network _. You can find us there as well. Also, Some people are asking for certificate. After today, we're going to check your attendance record. So please just bear with us after the program. We're going to check all of that. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, you can scan the QR code or take a picture now. The easier way to join any WhatsApp group, once you take the QR code, just go to WhatsApp and make an attempt of sending that code or that picture to someone. WhatsApp is going to automatically scan that code, and if it's a group, it's going to tell you to join that group. So you can just take a picture, go to WhatsApp, and try to send it like a picture you are sending to one of your friends, and WhatsApp will automatically detect that code and add you to the group. If you are in China, you can join the WeChat group through my WeChat ID, and I'm going to add you to the group. We also have a WeChat channel where we have other videos. The YouTube page, if you fill in the survey, we'll also ask you if you have subscribed to any of TIT social media platforms. Some of you will say yes, though you have not subscribed. So we will also go and check there as well. So please be honest so that we know the people that have subscribed to the channel, because we have a way to check that. Also, the videos and everything, usually every day we update the Facebook page and group as to what we have done for the day. So you can also find us on Facebook and on Instagram as well. At the end of today, we do our selfie and then we call it a day. So let us go into what I have for us today. So if you're just joining us, thank you for joining. And like I said, I am not home today. I'm at another program in another city, but I have to stay here or to attend this program or conduct this program today only because of you. The people are out there waiting for me, but I have to be here to give you what I have for the day. And after here, I will also be traveling to another city for another program. So it's a very, very tight, it's been a very busy week for me, a very, very busy one, but we have to make it happen. So you as the participant, if you just have one little thing and then you want to escape or you want to miss the day, and you can imagine what we are also doing just to make the sacrifice for you. We could have postponed today for another day or just tell you like, everyone, your attendance is captured for today, but we have to make sure that we do what we say we would do. So I hope we can finish earlier on and I can be able to run quickly to the program and catch up with them. So we talked a little bit about this on the last edition. And also those of you that stay on day 3, we also throw light on data visualization. And we were able to visualize the image you can see on the screen. We're able to visualize that image and write the code for it. So since the bigger code is going to take time, we're going to redo this one you are seeing on the screen because that day many of you left. So those of you that stay, you also didn't get in depth of what was happening and how we can change things around. So today we're going to do it. And then the code again going to be shared to all of the groups, including the other code is going to be shared as well. So you can continue to practice. If you have any problem, always reach out and I'm going to be there to help you solve whatever problems you will have. So if you can see my screen, please send 1 in the chat session. If you can see my screen. All right, thank you. So quickly, the content we're going to cover, just the introduction and tell you why R and show you the R interface and with a case study and as well explaining some variables and assignment and understanding key terminology. They are very important because as you will be practicing after this program, it's important that you understand what you are doing and what you are seeing. So when we talk about data visualization, it's more of like you saw the first day or the other time we were just converting numbers or manipulating, cleaning our data and all of that. But then when we finish cleaning our data, when we have already filtered our data and all of that, in an attempt to generate whatever graphs and all of those things we'll be doing that will show us pictures, that's constitute a visualization. So it's more of like turning numbers into pictures, such that it becomes so easier to understand the big idea so quickly. Because if all the data are just numeric, or they are just in different columns here and there, it becomes difficult for you to understand the bigger picture. So visualization helps us to understand the bigger picture of our data. But then why are we using the R programming, or why are we using the R? Because many of us, we are here today and we are sharing messages that, you will go and tell somebody that you at least saw the interface, or you read your code or interacted with R. But then what is R and why are you using R? So R is a programming language. R is a programming language. If you hear from the speaker on the phone, that was a speaker Momo, she was telling you about even using machine learning. You can also use support vector machine for machine learning using R. So you can use R for machine learning as well. And your data you'll be analyzing for your machine learning models, you can also use R for that. So R is versatile, and it gives you a lot of capabilities. So it is not just restricted to only visualization, but it has more other capacity. And like I said, during the first time we talk about R, it's an open source. So open source means it is free. It also means that you can customize it to your needs. And it also have a high capability, like you can handle large data set. So if a data set is very long, you can also handle it. And for publication of quality plots and graphs, R also give you that ability to do so. And also the statistical power of R give it the ability to integrate statistical analysis very easily using visualization. So these are just few reasons why we are using R, which other softwares don't really have. So the first thing you saw that I show you 4 different windows. And basically I will just code it in this form and manner. So the first one, what we can see, the script area, that is where we're going to write all of our codes. That is where we're going to write all of our code. It's called the script area. So even when you are creating the file or opening the place you have to type your code, that place is called the script area. You're going to choose our script as the extension or the file in which you're going to write your code. And then below it, we have the console area. That area also helps us to see things that are running or things that have been executed. We can also execute things from that region as well. The environment area also gives us the ability to see all of our data sets that we will be importing into R, and also all of our variables we'll be creating, all of our data frames, and every other thing we will be creating, importing into R. We can find it under the environment area. History just shows us all of the commands we have used before. Below the plot area, it shows us our graphs. When we finish visualizing our data or read our code to visualize our data, we can find our plot under the plot area. Packages is right beside it. If we want to install a package or want to see the package that we have installed, we can find it under packages. And then help area beside it as well. It also gives us the ability to search for keywords and key terms and functions and everything to understand what are the use of them. Viewer beside it also give us the ability to see tables. We also have the ability to create tables in R. So when you create table is not considered to be a plot. So that means you can view your table using a viewer. And the presentation right beside viewer, it gives you the ability to see 3D graphs or animation in real time, because 3D animation are not considered plot. So they are all placed on the presentation area. So the data set we used during the last training was the empty cars data set. But today we're going to use the tidyverse with the MPG or the miles per gallon data set as we used the last time, just to review what we did and explain some of those terms that we use in it. But then this code also will be shared with you based on this project. It's just to give you a picture of what we can do. So let's assume that your company or your boss wants you to analyze the relationship between two things within a data set. As for this case, in the empty cars data set, which is free and available to you right now in R, we'll show you how to access it. That empty car data set is something that's already there, so you don't have to worry about it. All of you have the ability to access it as long as you have the R. So you want, or your company or your boss want you to analyze the relationship between the weight of the car and then the consumption, the fuel consumption of the car. So does the weight of the car has an influence on the consumption of the fuel? So with this, it gives you the ability to decide which car to buy, or how to even, if you want to buy the car now. But then if you are not in the process of buying car, if you are the one selling the car, it also gives you the ability to tell the customers, you know, this car is very heavy, so it's also use more fuel. And then this car is very light, it also use, you know, this one like that. So it gives you the ability to explain your product and your services better to your clients. And like I said, this data set is built into R, so you can find it. It's have about 32 different car models from the 1974 Motor Trend magazine. And MPG is also part of R as well. So you can now develop your research problem. That basically, how does a car weight influence its fuel efficiency? And how can this relationship be visualized to aid in decision making? So your problem you already have is, for example, maybe when purchasing a car, the customers often face a trade-off between fuel efficiency and other factors such as the size of the car, the weight of the car, the performance of the car. Because females probably have a different choice when it comes to buying a specific car. Males also have a different choice. And then maybe those that are doing racing, those that are probably doing like NGOs also have different choice of the kind of car that they want to buy. So you now have to analyze based on the client's need. So if I'll ask you, I asked the same question in the last edition. So if you were there, probably you will remember. I have from A to F. Which one of these cars, if you want to buy the car, which one of these cars will you buy from A to F? Which one of these cars will you buy from A to F? You can drop your option or your choice in the comment section. Which one of these cars will you buy if you have to buy the car? Even if you are a student, or let's say let's take it in this case, you are all a student, right? Which car will you buy? You are all student. Which car will you buy from A to F? Okay, people are dropping their comments. A, Toyota Corolla. Someone said they will go with D. That is Fiat 128. Another person wants to go with B, Lincoln Continental. So many people want to go with A, corolla. Another person want to go with E, that is cardiolite feed wool. But many people want to go with A. So maybe also you can tell us in the comment section for those that say they want to go with A, or if any of you want to also to speak, I will give maybe 2 persons the chance. Those that chose A, why have you decided to go with A? Any of the volunteer or anyone can represent the A family. Okay, Thomas' hand is up. You can go ahead, Thomas. Why you decided to go with A?
Yeah, so as a student, you know, A is for reason I would love to go with A as a student because you say as a student, yeah, which car you like. So as a student, I believe A is possible or is portable.
It's portable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you also consider any other thing or just because it's portable?
Looking at just because it is portable and as a student, yeah, just that.
Okay. Any other person want to? Okay. Henry, you can go ahead.
Okay, I chose A because A, you look at parts efficiency and then purchases of parts for the car, and then you look at the fuel consumption also. So the parts will be all over the market for Toyota Corolla compared to the other ones. So I think A will be better as a student. Going for A is better.
All right. Okay. So the parts will be available and the efficiency as well. That was from Henry. And also the portability, also the from Cooper. So let's move on, and then we're going to see why we should choose NN, and I reconsider my choice to A. Okay, that's Daniel. All right. So let's move on. When we start to write a code or when we are writing our code, we're going to use different operators or assignments. So here, this one in number 1, I talked about it the last time. It's called the pipe operator, but I like to call it and then. So pipe operator, basically, it makes our code cleaner and easier to read. So instead of writing multiple lines, we can pipe our data through different steps. So, but I call it and then, because I think it gives you the clearer meaning of what it actually is doing. So when you do something and then you introduce another thing and then you introduce another step again like that. But we just use pipe operator, many will understand. This is commonly used in R, and the way to get this symbol is the Control Shift and M. Control Shift and M. This is going to give you the and then or the pipe operator. In number 2, we also saw it, and the other time we were doing the first session. That is called the assignment symbol. The assignment symbol is a less than with a hyphen in front of it. To get that symbol, you use the alternate, the ALT, and the hyphen or the minus key right beside, after the 0 key or before the plus key on your keyboard. So that will give you the assignment symbol. And why it is important. So this guy basically helps us to save and reuse things in the code. So it's more of like if you want to calculate something, you can store it inside a variable, and then later on, you can use it as well. So when we save, and the explanation that I gave the last time was everything on the right-hand side should be saved into what we have on the left-hand side. So whatever the expression you have on the right-hand side, it should also affect, or it should also be stored into what you have on the left-hand side. And then we have libraries. You also see us using libraries in the code. Why libraries? Libraries like a toolbox full of different or special tools, functions, and features that we can use in R. So we give the concept of an actual school library where you can go there to rent books or read books, or just find different things based on your research. And we also have something called package or packages, which you will install. So the packages is like the box that contain the library. So when you install the package, the library is within the package. And after installing the package, then we can use the library, right? So the package makes things easier to add like new features to R. For example, if you want to work with like dates, there's a package called the loopy date that help you to do that. So based on what you want to work with, there are different packages for them. Also, we have library like ggplot2. So ggplot2, since we're talking about visualization, this guy helped us to load a ggplot2 package, which is a powerful R library for creating complex and visually appealing graphics. So when you want to do anything about graphics, one of the library that you're going to load or one of the package you're going to install is called a ggplot2. And we also have a couple of other packages here and libraries that are very useful. So we can always just reference them, like AES or the aesthetics, the GG themes, the GG repel, the DPLYR package for data manipulation. Most of these packages, they are all embedded into a general package called the Tidyverse. They are all embedded into what we call the Tidyverse. So with the Tidyverse, it gives us the ability to use all of these packages without installing them one at a time or without loading them one at a time. So I'm going to try to share the slide with you so that you can also read through later on. There are a couple of other like geom points to put different points on a graph to show us basically the relationship between different things as well. We also have Siafa, your hand is on your screen and it's causing some problem. Let me just clear the screen. We also have geom text repel. We have geom smooth. We have geom horizontal line and vertical lines. So basically they are all here explained. And when I demonstrate the code, you will see where we use them and how effective they were in the code. And I'm also going to share the code with you so that you can also practice. So filter, we saw it the other day where we try to filter out all of the heights that were above 200 from the Star Wars data set. There are also different functions and keywords like the reorder. We use it to improve the readability of our plots. The geom text, we use it to annotate element. So like we put different description in our graph. So there are a couple of them out here. And the last set of them here is the greater range so that we can be able to display multiple plots side by side. Probably you have seen in some research papers where you have different plots, they are all put together, maybe side by side, instead of you doing it one at a time. So you can run so many different visualization, you can combine all of your plots as one picture. And then maximum overlap, you just check in the code, you see that we make that to be 15. That is for us to ensure that we don't have the text or those names, the car names overlapping each other. So the maximum overlap, we said there was 15. You can also play with these values and see what happened to your code. So let's look at our RStudio to see how we can visualize or do what we have just talked about. Any question before we go to the R environment? Do we have any question? If you have a question, you can let us know in the chat session. So like I said, we I'm going to start to share the certificates hopefully today. And once more, I'm traveling. I'm already in another city. And after here, I'll also be traveling to another city tomorrow. And probably I will get back to my city on Monday or on Tuesday. But still, we're going to try to send a certificate out to you. So if I see no hand up and no questions, so let's move on to our R environment and see what we can get from there. The code will also be shared, so don't worry, we're going to share the code. So I've just run it. I'm just going to explain it, and then we can go to the smaller code that we use for the first day, because this one has so many expressions and so many things that if you try to write now, it's going to take so much time. And I have a program that is ongoing now that I have to even play a part. One of the Liberian students in China is having a program, and they invited the leadership, in which I'm serving as the president for the Liberian students in China. So I have to also play my presidential role there. But I also have to be here again with you. So this is all of those packages that we talk about. You have to install them, and we show you how to install them or how to install a package. You can either use from the packages area here. You can click on it and click on install, and it will give you the ability to install the package. Also, you can install the package by using the code that is install .packages. And then you put the name of the package. For example, if you want to install ggplot2, so you say ggplot2. So every package you are installing, you will just change the name within the quotation and replace that name with the next package you want to install. So when the code is shared with you and you don't have maybe all of these packages, you try to load them, you don't have them, you can try to install it like this. But if you're using probably the latest version of R, once I send you this code, you will see there will be a yellow notification above here telling you that you have a couple of packages that you have not installed. So you can just click on install. From the yellow notification that will pop up, and you're going to install all of these packages that you need automatically. So that's also very helpful. So we use the empty card dataset that we talk about in the PPT. So we use the empty card dataset. To use it, you just use data and then empty cards. It's already built into R, so you really don't need to struggle installing any other dataset as well. So here we're using the empty card dataset, and everything we're doing, we're saving it in a variable called P1, wherein we put on the x-axis, we say put the WT, that is the weight of the car. And if you go to the help area and you put the dataset name, like empty cards, if you put empty cards here in the help area, and then you search, you're going to see it's going to bring up every other thing as it relates to that data set and all of the keywords in that data set. So probably if you saw me using a WT, so WT here you can see is the weight, and the weight is measured in 1,000 pounds. So every other symbol you see me using there, they are all coming from the data set. You can also view empty card to see the entire data set. And we'll also show you how to view a data set. You can check the video for the first day, you'll also see it there. But to view the data set, you just spell view, and then in parentheses, you put the name of the data set you want to view. We set on the y-axis, y equal mpg. We want to put the miles per gallon on the y-axis. And then we want to have different points to illustrate the different cars' position based on the data. So we use GM points to do that with the size, the point size of 2, and the point color should be dark green. So that's why you can see in the plot here, the dark greens represent those plots. The different cars' position. Even from here, if you check carefully, you will see Toyota Corolla is way up here with the miles per gallon, having around, maybe you can go almost 35 miles per gallon. So like for 1 gallon of gas or 1 gallon of fuel, you can go almost 35 miles per gallon, per that 1 gallon. But then if you check carefully, like Lincoln Continental, for some of us that chose Lincoln Continental, I think that was option E. You can check here, it's way down here. So that means it's very heavy, because you can see here the weight is in 1,000 pounds. So from here is 1,000 pounds. Every other cars that fall in between this range, from this division of this line here to this point. So every other cars that are here, they are less than 2,000 pounds. So Toyota Corolla, based on the data set of the time, Toyota Corolla is less than 1,000 pounds. And since it's also less than 1,000 pounds, we can also see that they also have a higher miles per gallon. So Toyota Corolla is the first here. Honda Civic is also in the same range and also have a higher miles per gallon. Another person also chose Fleet 128. I think that was option C, Fleet 128. But Fleet 128, you can see that it exceeds 2. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 you are seeing here represent 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds, based on the weight of the car. So every other car you see in between 3 and 4, that means all these cars, the weight of them is 3,000 pounds. Between 3 and 4, the weight that is 3,000 pounds and beyond. So you can see Lincoln Continental is after 5. So that means the weight of Lincoln Continental is more than 5,000 pounds, probably around 5,800 or 5,700 pounds. So if you're driving such a car as a student that weighs more than 5,500 pounds, and also you can see here the miles per gallon is around maybe 11. So for every 11 miles you go, you burn 1 gallon of fuel or 1 gallon of gas. So if you have to go times 2 or times 3, that's the number of fuel you have to put into the tank of Lincoln Continental. So you usually observe that ordinary person will not want to go for Lincoln Continental because it's heavy, number one, and also burn a lot of fuel for every 10 to 11 miles that it goes. So this telling the story from the actual data set. Now we visualize this. It's telling us the story of our entire data, showing us from this we can now tell the car company that, oh no, if somebody comes to buy a car, you can be able to explain this to the person so easily that if you buy Toyota Corolla, it's less than 2,000 pounds, and also it's take you around 34 miles per gallon before you can consume just 1 gallon of fuel. Somebody who want to economize, or somebody who want to, or who is a student, we want to go with this because they don't have much money and they don't want to probably have a fancy car. So just something to take them to school and bring them back. Maybe if their university distance is less than 35 miles, that means the person can even just use 1 gallon of gas to go to school and to come back. Probably it's maybe 14 miles from their house to the campus. So 14, that's 28, which is less than 35 miles per gallon. So with just 1 gallon of gas, you can be able to go to school and come back. Or even if your office is also like 14 miles, you can also be able to go to office and come back just by using 1 gallon of fuel or 1 gallon of gas. So this is the story, or this is the picture that I want you to have as when you talk about analyzing data or visualizing data. You see the capability that you have. You see what more you can be able to do with your data, how you can be able to tell the story of a data. So imagine yourself being employed as a data analyst or as a data scientist. You are now telling this company such a story. They take you for the board meeting and you are able to explain these things to the company. So, wow, no, we never had this information before, or we never knew about these things before. Now we know how to make our cars. So since people will not want to go for Cardiolite or Lincoln Continental because of the weight, maybe as a car company, we can try to make the Lincoln Continental less heavier, but also maintain the beauty and the brand and every other class that it comes with. So people can also be able to afford to buy this car, or people can be interested in buying this car. So these are the kind of a story that we tell using data. And the document that I'll send you, it explains every line of code here, and it also explains every variable, and it's also explain the graphs. I try to make it easier for us so that we can just read a document, read our code, and then know where exactly things are happening. So everything you can see here, like the plot title, the subplot, the source that we have in the caption. We talk about some of these things during the first day when we did the autograph, when some of you actually weren't available. So we talk about some of these things. But in this one, we did some advanced work. We even put the average weight. So the average weight from this entire data set is probably around 3,000, maybe 200 pounds. That's the average weight of the entire data set. And also the average mass per gallon is around 20. Okay, so we can be able to tell the story of our data like that. The rest of the code is here until P1. So from line 14, the code starts from line 14 until line, I think 41, right? And I also have other codes there that also demonstrate different things based on the same data set. So you can explore them and also learn more from it. So from line, oh, I think I added another code. From line 14 to line 45. From line 14 to line 45, you can just highlight that entire region or the entire block, and then you can run it. Hit on run, it's going to run the code for you. So the code will be shared and every other document will be shared. Incoming, somebody microphone is on. Sarah. All right. So that was just to explain the PPT or the other ones that I talked about. And now quickly, let us go through the codes that we used for the last class, which is much shorter and easier, so that I can be able to explain it before we take any question. Sorry that I don't have to stay much time here today because I have another program that is ongoing, and I also have to pay my courtesy there as well. So we'll soon be ending the meeting before time. We have 117 persons online. So that means yesterday we have about 100, less than 165 or less than 170. So high probability that will make us now to be vigorous in the certificate. Many people didn't attend today. And also few people also never attended yesterday. So that means the attendance is questionable. So since we created a certificate already, we have to go and find them and delete their certificates. Okay? We have to find them and delete their certificates. Today there is no work, there is no school, it's Saturday. So if anytime we should have been here much, should have been on this weekend. But since many people didn't come today, if they are waiting to
Sorry
join,
for the interruption, please.
yes, go ahead.
Yesterday was Friday, and
Please try to change your name. You are using iPhone, so try to change your name and then I will take you
I
back.
tried to change it, but I don't know, it's still showing you iPhone Omar.
The volunteers are there, they will help you. From day one,
Oh.
this is day 6.
All
So
right,
let's
all right.
work with them there.
Okay, thank you.
For those who have prayer yesterday, we talked about that. To send in your message about why you didn't join or why you were not in attendance. So if you send that message to me or any of the volunteers, we will go through it and arrange. But we cannot assume that everyone that was not here is because of prayer. No, we are not going to do that. We're not going to assume for that. So similar to today, we cannot say everyone that are not here is because they are other advantage, like those who worship with the 7 days advantage. They go to church maybe on Saturday. So we say all those that are not here, more than 70 persons not here, is because of maybe they are sharing money or they are sharing something, so they are not here. So we cannot assume. You just have to reach out based on your case, and then we see if we can be able to consider that. So this course was shared with us in all of the groups. So I'm sure we all have it. So you have to install, basically all you need is just the 30 verse. The reason why we added the other two lines is because somebody talked about how can we export our data. So since, for example, like in the other data, we saw P1 as a variable, how can we export that data, maybe as Excel file? So that's why we installed this RxL that's going to give us the ability to import Excel data, and then RightXL give us the ability to export a data as an Excel document. Though the data was not originally an Excel document, but we can be able to export it as an Excel document. And we did that using the Star Wars data set. When we filter the data and we call that data Bosco. So now we use the new data set that we filter called Bosco. We exported that data as an Excel data. Though we never, we don't have any idea as to how they actually imported that data into R that was built into R. We don't know how it was imported into R, either as SPSS data, as Stata data, or CSV data, but then we are able to export it in our own term, in our own ways. So that's the capability we have. But for this code, mostly what you need is just the first one, 30 verse. After you install 30 verse, you load the library 30 verse. So you run this first line, you run line 4, and you should be good to go with the code. And this is your focus point. The code runs from line 12 to line 27. Line 12 to line 27. That's the entire block of code. So when we run it, let me try to load the 30 verse. So every time you restart R, you have to load the library. You are not installing, so I'm not going to run the install packages, no, because it's already installed. All I need is just to load the library, call the library, and then load it. That's all I need to do. So now let me try to run this code, and let's see the result we will get. Okay, so we can see it's coming up. It's going to come up probably better because I think the screen is a little bit closer. So let me rerun it so it can show you all of the other things that we have on that code. Okay. Oops. It was actually coming up and then I rerun it. But let's be explaining it and it's going to come up on its own time. But from your end, it should come up. I think mine, I have so many things open, so it's taking time. So we created a variable called OSCC in which we use the MPG, that is the miles per gallon data set. This data set is also available to you. Currently, it's built into R, so you can be able to access it at any time. So we are using that data set. And then the pipe operator that we saw from the PPT, which I refers to as and then. So this and then symbol, we say use ggplot because we want to visualize. And then the aesthetics, AES means the aesthetics. For our aesthetics, it's almost like you have a very clean or a plain sheet. But then on this plain sheet, you want to specify or to draw. You want to draw maybe just whatever you want to draw. But then where do you want to start drawing from? Or what do you want to place? And where do you want to place a specific thing on your canvas? So we say on the x-axis, for the CTY column, and that CTY column in the MPG dataset has all of the city mileage. And then fill with DRV. All of these things I explained when you go to help and you pull MPG, you will see the definition of DRV, definition of CTY. They are all in that help area of MPG. So DRV is just the drive, like the front wheel drive, four wheel drive, and all of that. So we want to use it as our legend. That is why you can see it on the graph here, DRV, and we have all of the DRV here. We can also change the DRV to specify it as a legend or specify it with whatever thing we want, but we'll talk about that later. And then we say geom density, that is the density plot we want to use. So there are different kinds of plots. We have a scatter plot, bar plot, we have a pie chart, different kind of plot you can imagine. But this time we want to use geom density or the density plot. And geom density, if you also go to the help area and you search for geom density, it's also going to show you all of the different keywords you can use. And one of them there is alpha. Alpha ranges from 0 to 1. So whenever it is the value is getting higher, that's how much the color, the transparency of this green, blue, and red, that's how much it's going to be. So let's change the alpha here, for example. Let's make alpha 0.8, which is close to 1. Let's rerun this code and observe carefully. You can see the color right now and the transparency, but let's try to run it on 0.8 alpha. And let's see what happened once we increase the alpha. Now you can see that the color has become so dark or so deep. So once you change the alpha, it either increase or decrease the transparency, right? The labs here is just the labels and help us to put different labels on our graph. For example, we put the title of our graph, that is miles per gallon. It's going to come up shortly, but from your end, you should have it. Okay, you can see here, miles per gallon. So we specify title equal that. So you want to change your plot title, this is where you're going to do it. If you want to have a subtitle, like the OSCC, maybe now we can change it to day 6. You can change the subtitle. Currently, you saw OSCC day 3. So if you don't want subtitle, then there's no need of you writing this line. You can get rid of this line. Also, on your x-axis, you can see here I have certain mileage. So on the x-axis, you can specify whatever name in the quotation. The same way for miles per gallon, you can specify whatever name for your title. Subtitle, also the same thing, whatever name you want. And the caption, we also equate it to this. That gives us the ability to put our caption here. You can see TIT OSCC 2025. The theme minimal, we also have different themes. For example, let's change from minimal to classic. And I also talk about it in the PPT. So let's use theme classic and observe. You can see minimal currently, it have lines passing all in between or behind the graph. You can see different lines. But when I use the theme classic, you can see that there will be no line We're just going to give us one horizontal and vertical line near our, so you can see it now. All right, it connected all of these points here, but behind the graph, we actually don't have any line behind the graph. So you can play with the different teams that you have or that you want. Some people, their publication work require you to have maybe such a background without the lines behind it. So you can just change the theme. And then in the other theme that we put here, like plot the title, that means we want to customize the plot title and every other thing we did above. Every other thing we did here in the lab section, that is what we want to customize in the theme session. And one of what we did was plot. The title. Because here we specify title in our lab. And this title is all about the plot. So plot the title means it's going to affect whatever we have here, miles per gallon. So plot the title, the element text or the text of that plot title. We want the size to be 18. We want to make it to be bold. So we say face equal bold. And the color, we want it to be steel blue. We can change the color to red, to whatever color we want. The color of this, the spelling color here is just the British and the American way of spelling color. You can also use COLOR, and that should also work for you. And then we have something called H-just, that is horizontal justification. And the horizontal justification range from 0 to 1. Charlie, you are playing with your phone. So the horizontal justification range from 0 to 1. With 0 means you want to have your title to be on the left side. 0.5, which is half of 1, you want it to be in the middle. And if you change this 0.5 to 1, meaning you want to have the title of your plot to be on the right-hand side. So that is the same concept we apply to the rest of the other session. So that is the as-is text. We do the same thing, the same logic. And even the as-is title, we did the same logic as well. So the caption, element text, we want to use H-just and use the H-just as 0. We said 0 to the left. So what was the caption? The caption was this one. And if you see here carefully at the bottom, we have the caption is there at the bottom. You can see here, source TIT OSCC. We want it to be on the left side. If you want it to be on the right side, then you change the 0 here to 1. And then our legend position, you observe carefully, this DRV is now placed a little bit inward. That is because we say we want the legend to be 80%. 0.8 means 80%. 80% to the right-hand side. So push the legend 80% towards the left-hand side. And then also the legend from top to bottom, take it 80% above. Take it 80% above. So that was what we did here. And that's the reason why you see it in this particular position. So if you want to push it left, right, or whatever place, you can just change the values and see what happened to it. So that is it. I will have to stop here. And I'm going to share the codes with you guys so that you can practice. I will always be available. If you have any question during your practice time, send me a message, and then we're going to see how we can to solve whatever problem you will have. Just send me a screenshot when you send me the message. If there is generate any error, you send me the picture of the error, and then you can also send me the code. I'm going to tell you probably where exactly the problem is. So that is it. Thank you so much. Hello?
Here, please, the last code where the team is the legend, the C that you attach to the 0.8 brackets 0.8. When do we apply that C?
So we apply this C as more of like, we call it concatenation.
Okay.
So when we basically having so many, let's say combination of two numbers, for example, like 0.8 here, and then another 0.8 here. So in this case, we use the C to combine it. So we consider it to be
so can you use that one too for tests like string or something?
Yes, we can also use it for
writing
string.
tests.
Yes,
Test.
Exactly. We can also use it for string. And even with this 0.8 and 0.8, we don't even have to do it. We can also try.
Okay.
So just say maybe, for example, you can say you want your legend position to be on the top. You can say top, you can say bottom. Whatever option you have, you can also specify. So now you see I changed it to top. Now you see it brought a DRV at the top. Somebody's microphone is open. It brought a DRV at the top, right? The legend is now placed at the top. You can also say bottom. So it's basically up to you. If you put in the keyword legend position, when you go to the help area and you put legend position, you will see it's going to tell you that you can also use top, bottom, or you can also do it like this. Maybe you want to be specific in where you want to put it. Then it's advisable maybe to go with this one. If you just use top, bottom, left, and right, maybe your top or your bottom might also distort or make your graph to be poorly arranged. So that is why I introduced this guy for you. So thank you. Any other question before we do our attendance and take feedback from you guys? Any other question?
I see you. Another question. This Collins. Thank you for the presentation. I'm very impressed, as you've always been doing. I want to know, can we use our programming language as you do in Python Jupyter Notebook for like machine learning prediction? Like maybe you are predicting maybe someone have cancer, not having cancer, as the last time Helen tried to explain the machine learning for prediction. Can we use the same Jupyter Python codes in R to also make predictions using machine learning?
Yes, so the best model that you have within R for that is called support vector machine, SVM. So you can use SVM for machine learning in R. It also have that capability.
What about other models like CNN, like convolutional neural network for imaging, processing imaging and making prediction?
I will not recommend it. I will recommend Jupyter. I will recommend Jupyter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually find it like, can we use that one too in making those modelings and other stuff? That's why.
No, my master's research area was on image processing. So yeah, maybe we'll talk about image and this guy later. But that's it. Thank you guys, and thank you for the time here. And we're going to try our best to make sure we share the whatever records we have. So firstly, just bear with me. I'm going to attend a program. You can turn on your cameras. Let's do the attendance. I'm going to attend a program. And once I'm done with the program, when I come back, I'm going to share all of the codes, the PPTs, and every other thing you need. So we're going to share that. Let's just do our attendance, and then we can call it a day. So you can imagine we have more than 50 persons that are not here today. So that means if any of them miss from day 1 to the 5, they miss any day in between, they shouldn't be getting. So if you see somebody disturbing in the group, just ask them, were you present today? Because many of you didn't see you. Okay, so please turn on your cameras. Let's take our attendance quickly. So, all right, I think everyone is set. Let's do our attendance. Yeah, if those that missed today, they should just be exact that they actually attended from day 1 to day 5. Because if they actually was missing any days, then I'm sorry for them. Okay, so I'm taking the first one. For the sake of the others, we will just pause on the comment because it's going to cover somebody's face. The video will also be on YouTube, so you can always just go back there and rewatch the video. All right, I'm taking a fresh screen. Just bear with me. You don't know which screen you are on, as always. Because the thing is, once you change, when a video was not on initially and I started, and now you decide to turn your video on, that means you will be switched to the very first screen. That's how the Zoom do it. So you go back to the first screen instead of wherever you are currently at. That is why some people probably might be there, but then initially the video was not on, or initially the video was on and they turn it off. The moment you do that, you will leave that particular screen you are on and you'll be joined to another screen. So that is why we give people a few minutes to turn on their videos. But thank you ever so much for being here. It's because of you that we are doing this. The day you get tired and say, no, TIT, we have learned a lot now. We are tired, don't give us anything, then we will stop. But until then, we'll keep trying to give you what we can. Thanks to all of the volunteers. We have one more screen to take. Today is not much because our other family members are not here. They went on vacation. No, they are chilling in the UAE like Choco. Okay, I'm taking the last screen.
CEO.
The other person saying they're not even sure.
I was here, but my CEO.
I come here.
Okay.
Because somebody, Mel Gibson, just sent a message and he blocked somebody's face. So, okay, so I'm done with it. Let me just do it one more time for the YouTube sake. For YouTube, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Maybe I'll just take 2 persons to give a comment. The survey link was already shared. Please fill in the survey. Alexander, you can go ahead. We'll take 3 persons to give their final comment.
Okay. Good evening to the Honorable CEO and good evening to all of our colleagues attending the training tonight. It has been an exciting moment for the time we've been here. We are glad that we have this opportunity to be able to acquire this valuable knowledge that will help us, because some of us, we are not from the IT background. I think we are able to take away something that might be applied to our field of study, because all of us are doing research and we might collect data and will be required to analyze the data. Though we might not remember everything, but I think something is with us. So I want to take this time to thank you, Honorable CEO, for this splendid program. And we always looking forward to more programs like this that will be able to build our capacity for the future. So thank you for the program, and thank you to all of the volunteers that help you to making the program successful. I heard the story of how you are doing all these things single-handedly, and so that demonstrates that you have passion to transfer knowledge, whatever knowledge and experience you have had, to be able to pass on that knowledge to others. That is something so amazing. So we say thank you for the 1 week. Thank you for all of the sacrifices you have to make to ensure that we acquire the valuable knowledge. Thank you so much, Honorable CEO. God bless you. God continue to enrich you with knowledge and understandings, and God brightens all of your path, and so your desires and goals that you have set will be met. Thank you so much, Honorable CEO, and goodbye.
All right. Amen to all of their best wishes. Thank you as well, Honorable Joe. The joining us from Hua Any other person before we leave? I see no hand up.
Okay.
Yo, CEO.
Okay, I see the hand of Quinetta. So Quinetta, you can go ahead, then we take Nakili. Quinetta, you can go ahead.
Yes, CEO, I'm here. All right, so I want to take this moment to appreciate you, CEO, for this wonderful training program. I also want to appreciate all of the speakers who spoke to us, who taught us a lot, even though some of us are kind of in different field of study, but at least we have had some ideas and more about AI and so many other things. So I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate all of the speakers for imparting us with such knowledge, and we hope to see more and more and more. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Nakili, you can go ahead, and then lastly, we take Lydia.
Yes. I want to say thank you, Posse Olano, for everything. For me, Dijon, I remember when we were just a little few, and today we have come to edition 8. I'm so happy being a partner or volunteer, even though I'm not okay in health, but I always wanting to be part of this edition. I want to say thank you. Thanks for sharing knowledge. Thanks for making sure TIT is being spread around the world. And I just want to let you know that you will be heard and you'll be seen pretty soon. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being you, and thank you for the passion to serve.
All right. Later, you can go ahead and Lydia Vongo.
Yeah, yes, Lydia Vogon. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, our Prezo. I just want to take this time to appreciate you for your tireless effort. Yeah, though becoming a software engineer or web developer, whatsoever it may be, is very hard for the few days lessons we went through in the training. At least I was able to understand some things and know how to work on some things now. So I just want to take this time again to appreciate you for the knowledge. Thank you so much. Keep it up and continue. Let God continue to bless you and bless you, get you 5,000 children. Thank you again, once again.
All right, they will all be OSCC attendees and participants. All right, so thank you all so much. I have to go and join the other family there. But thank you all so much. We really appreciate, and you guys will hear from us again tonight, beginning tonight and onwards. Thank you.
Please, CEO. Sorry, please, for interrupting you.
Yeah,
thank
go
you
ahead.
so much for your presentations. We really appreciate. May Allah bless you. May God bless you so
Inshallah.
much.
Inshallah, right? It's
Yeah.
Inshallah or Inshallah?
Inshallah.
Okay, Inshallah.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yesterday, I was not able to attend due to the congregation prayer Friday. So I don't know, by the time that I arrived, the class has been closed. So I don't know where should I talk to you, as you mentioned that we should report that to you.
You can
Thank
check
you
the
so much.
WeChat group, the WhatsApp group, send an email, anywhere you can find anything related to TIT, I'll be there.
Okay, the email that I received from the TIT, I can reply to that.
Yeah, you can admin@TITnetwork.org. I've just sent in a chat session. You can send me an email on that, and I will also reply you for all those that have maybe similar problem.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your kind presentations. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.